Welcome back, RC aviation fans. Today I received my new Boeing 747 RC airplane and I'm really excited to get this unboxed, assembled, and flying as soon as possible. So let's get started. Let me show you what's inside. So first we have our wing section. If you notice, it has 4 ducted fan engines. If you saw my last review of a Boeing 747 with 2 engines, it did not have any ducted fans. There were propellers in the back. And it only had 2. This has 4 ducted fans with 32mm 4-blade fans and soft engine coverings, which are very light. So basically the wing section is similar. The winglets are colored blue this time. It does have a control board here and a battery slot there. Now let's take a look at the fuselage, which is almost identical to the previous 747 I reviewed. It has the same control setup with a servo inside, which pushes and pulls these rods which control the elevators. It does have one extra plug here for a white LED light behind the nose gear. It also has LED lights in each engine. These are red, so there are 4 of them. And when I put in the battery, I'll show you what they look like. So let's go ahead and keep unboxing. The remote control, which is different than the old 747, has green controls and more trim buttons for up, down, left, right trim. There are a couple bags with the landing gear, a 3.7 volt 550 milliamp 1C battery, which is an upgrade to the last one. A little more power because they have 4 engines now. Replacement fan blades here with a tool to remove any damaged fan blades. And the instruction manual. So let's move this aside. Continue assembling the aircraft for flight. So let's bring in the wing section here. What I need to do now is plug in the servo to the control board. And then plug in the LED light. Okay, now I use the included screwdriver and assembly screw to tighten this down. Okay. To finish assembly, we need to put in the battery and landing gear. So let's open the battery compartment. And plug in the battery, tuck it in there, make sure it's all the way in before you close the hatch. Okay. Now we have our nose gear, just slide it in there, and then the 2 main landing gear assemblies just slide into these slots. Okay, now it's fully assembled. Let me put batteries in the remote and show you how to pair this. So it's really simple. Just come here, flip that on, the light blinks. Push the X button on the remote. And that's it, it's paired, okay? So as you can see, the LED lights are constantly lit. And there's the landing light near the nose gear. So let's test the power out and controls. Again, controls are operated by pushing up and down on the stick. For up and down, left and right. You push left, it increases thrust on the right, decreases on the left, and the opposite when you go the other way. Okay, now let's test the throttle. Okay, I can feel that it has a lot of power, which is great. I'm just not sure if it has more power than the, or more speed than the older one, because this is going to be a little heavier with 4 engines and a bigger battery. But let me just do a quick thrust test. Okay, there. It's got a lot of acceleration. Let's do it one more time. Okay, so I think we're ready to go out into the field. Let's give it a thorough test. A lot of cycles. Let's do a high altitude flight test and landing cycle test. And we'll come back here afterwards for a quick summary review.
Altitude.
Okay, welcome back. So as you saw, we did some very thorough flight testing, and I just wanted to sum up my thoughts on this airplane. Basically, I really like it, even compared to the old model. It is a little heavier. It does take longer on the takeoff roll from the ground to actually rotate and get in the air. But once it does, it's very controllable, and I think that's because it has 4 ducted fan engines, and so when you command a right or left turn, it causes more yaw than the old plane, right? There's more force pushing the plane right and left, and that also causes the wings to dip a little more, and so you just have sharper banked turns. Now it's not as fast, but I felt like I could control the altitude and bank angle a lot better. Landing was a little tough. I didn't have a lot of pitch control, probably due to weight. So landings were a little bumpy. I needed a longer length of runway to land. But this did achieve high altitudes. As you saw, it went up to at least probably 500 or 600 feet by my estimates. And it could have gone higher. I was just afraid of losing control of it, which I've heard happens with these planes sometimes, or it can get out of range and then it'll just get blown by the wind. So, really pleased with the high altitude performance. I brought it down and was still able to land it right in the center of the field. So again, the control is great. It's just a lot of fun to fly, and with the LED lights, it looks really cool at like dusk. So that's a nice added feature. So basically, I like this airplane. I think you should go out and buy it. The price point is a little higher than the old one, but I think the differences are worth it. So let me know what you think in the comments below, and I hope to see you for my next review.